Hello everyone. I just want to first reinforce the idea that this is not going to be a weekly thing, okay? I just received a lot of requests to react to this particular episode because people have been telling me that it's really Betty and Archie heavy. And it's fine, it's fine. It's not like I've been wanting that for 4 seasons or anything. If you are subscribed to me for a reason that is not Riverdale or the Archie comics, you probably might be a little bit upset with me right now. But I just want to again reassure you that this is not an exclusive Riverdale channel, far from it. It's just Riverdale has been kind of a big deal recently because of this time jump. And I am very passionate about how it totally ruined and tarnished the Archie comics' good name. But I just want to say that, of course, I will still be making other content, other videos about things that I actually like, and making more positive videos too and bringing things up. Of course, that also includes the rest of my Archie comics character essays, but I also have a couple of non-Riverdale related videos or Archie comics related videos in the works right now that I cannot wait to get out there. But until then, I hope that you enjoy this reaction. I have no idea what this episode is gonna be like. This is the first episode that really shows them all back together after 7 years. So it's gonna be pretty interesting and hopefully,
Barchie heavy.
without further ado, let's take a look at Chapter 81, The Homecoming.
There's an old adage, you can't go home again, which was certainly ringing true for us.
I'm so sorry. I paused it literally maybe 3 seconds in, but every time I hear there's an old adage, I always think of Michael Scott. There's an old adage that when you find true love, you know within the first 24 hours. With Carol, I knew within the first 24 minutes of the second day I met her. Guys, if you didn't know, I love The Office so much. It's my favorite show ever, besides Frasier. The Office and Frasier. And Little House on the Prairie.
Archie had been in a war. Betty was an FBI agent. Veronica was married. Tony was Queen of the Serpents. And I was a published writer.
He looks so sad, Jughead. But another thing right there, I literally said this in my last reaction. He just listed off everybody's job and career, and Veronica is married. Ugh.
And Archie's pipe dream to somehow save it.
Jughead is so angsty. Oh my gosh, if I thought he was angsty before, this is on another level, dude.
Why didn't you reach out?
I just assumed you didn't want to hear from me.
Well, you did cheat.
Same old Archie, though, trying to save everyone.
Jeez, good luck with that, dude.
It's good to see you too, Chuck. Even though it is a bit weird.
Is he a great guy?
Chad? Yeah, he is. Underneath the bluster and bravado.
What?
What about you, Bugle Boy?
I'm sure you've had a swarm of lovers.
The last real relationship I was in was with you.
Why? It's been 7 years!
That's why this is just a quick jaunt for me. I have to go back to my life. My husband.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. A couple of things. I just can't believe how angsty Jughead is. He's so angsty. Like, I thought it was bad before, but this, oh my gosh. And with Betty and Jughead walking home together and with Veronica and Archie walking home together, I keep thinking that every last sentimental scene that those two couples have together, I just keep thinking that, okay, that's going to be the last one. That's just going to be the scene where they close the door on this chapter of these characters' lives and these relationships, but they keep on having scenes like this with these two couples. So while I'm trying to hold out the hope of Betty and Archie ending up together, with scenes like this constantly happening even after these couples broke up, what am I supposed to believe? I'm sorry to be pessimistic, but that's just what I'm feeling right now.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
Alice!
Will you put it in the fridge? Keep your voice down, the twins are finally asleep.
Sure. Is Polly home yet?
The twins are finally asleep. Watch them still be babies. That's another thing that just got me so weirded out by the continuity of this show, is that those twins stayed babies in, like, cradle throughout the entire 2 seasons that they were alive, and at the end I was like, aren't they supposed to be like 2 or 3 years old? But apparently Polly is still living there, and she's out of the asylum or wherever she was, which is good. I mean, I think that Polly deserves some closure. He went to the bunker. The bunker looks the same.
So, how did the Bughead reunion go?
Not all of us can be happily shacked up with our high school sweethearts, Kev.
Oh, drop the act, Kevin. We know you ship Barchie.
Let's just get right to it, Daddy. I want back in on the family businesses.
I'm confused. Don't you live in New York?
As it so happens, Chadwick...
Oh my god! She is never going to pick a side. Oh my gosh. Veronica, I really thought that we were gonna be done with this. But on the plus side, if she does get back in cahoots with Hiram, then she might get closer to Reggie.
I sold La Bonne Nuit to Tony Topaz years ago.
Without telling me?
It must have slipped my mind. Like how you forgot to tell me that you were marrying Chad.
Are you guys actually upset about my novel?
You made the serpents look like fools in it.
You think people around here couldn't figure out who... And what was that one character's name? Toothy was?
Yeah, or Popeye.
You mocked our serpent traditions and codes, and now you're asking for our help.
Tony.
Watch your back, Jones. You've made a lot of enemies in this town.
I love that they hate Jughead. I don't know why, but he did treat them very badly when he was the leader of the Serpents. He never should have been the leader of the Serpents. It's not Jughead's thing.
It's looking like Riverdale High might not be opening up its doors next Monday. Like everything else in this town, our budget's been cut almost to nothing, thanks to
Hiram March.
I mean, we're a skeleton crew here.
Kevin, you're teaching, what, 5 classes? Well, the board will hear arguments for the vote, right? Mm-hmm. So we should all be there. I'll speak. And in the meantime, let's target the board members who are still waffling and work on them.
I love how they're making Tony's character actually relevant and important. And I really like that group of people in the school board. If you just look at them, and if you maybe get rid of Alice, that group is the least cringy group of the show. Like, those are all the least cringy people in the show. Besides, like, Fangs and Sheriff Keller.
Also, you can't just sit here all day using my internet. You have to actually order food, not just coffee, and then you have to pay for said food. My grandfather did things his way, and I do them mine, and the first rule of my diner is no running tabs.
Honestly, that's really valid. There are a lot of, restaurants that they don't let you just sit there. You have to order food. If you just sit there, then you're taking up a seat and they could potentially lose business because there's not enough seats. So if anybody out there thinks that Tabitha is being mean, I'm here to tell you she's not. She's being a good business owner. Also, this should be the music that's playing in Pops all the time.
You know, it used to be Kevin and I would sneak peeks through that window, hoping we were shirtless. And now you're spying on...
Ghoulies. Just turned my house into a drug den.
Well, that tracks with everything my mom says about this.
Oh my gosh, she's that Jingle Jangle. I feel like most people at this point would say that the most abundant crime in Riverdale is murder and whatnot, but they're wrong. The most abundant crime in Riverdale was, and always has been drugs, drug dealing.
I'm taking this town back, Betty.
Well, I can help. I mean, I trained with the FBI.
And I may just take you up on that.
I'm covering the whole damn county by myself. Unless, of course, you count Hiram's private security force. They're corrupt as hell. You should know who's running the force. It's Reggie Mantle.
Okay then. I'm gonna be super disappointed if they make Reggie a villain. I really am. Also, this is the thing. Betty is about to support Archie in his attempt to take back Riverdale and to save the town of Riverdale. And she supported him when he was interested in making music. And both of those times she has really been portrayed as a very, very good, supportive person. But in season 2, when she tried to support Jughead in his endeavors, she ended up doing a striptease as a 16-year-old in a bar in front of a bunch of 40-year-old men. So I really can't comprehend the idea of somebody thinking that Betty supporting Jughead is healthier and better than Betty supporting Archie. I can't, like, understand why somebody would argue that.
Miss Veronica, excuse me for interrupting.
No problem, Smithers. What is it?
Smithers is still there? Does Hiram still live there? Is that why Smithers is still there? Because Hermione doesn't live there, Veronica doesn't live there. And if Hiram doesn't live there, then that means that Smithers is just, like, there in uniform at anybody's beck and call. The poor man. Maybe being there at your wealthy master's beck and call just comes with having the name Smithers.
How high are you willing to jump for these?
Monica.
20 grand for both?
I'll take 30.
I don't know what she's doing, but frankly, I don't really care. Her storylines have always been the same, and they still are, and they just, at this point, don't interest me at all. I'm not gonna get too much into this because I've already talked about it in my Veronica analysis video. I just hate her storylines. They are among the worst parts of this show. And that is really saying something for this show. Oh, that scared me. The lighting in this show is just truly the worst. It's just absolutely the worst. Polly!
Polly, I want to apologize to you. I wasn't there for you on the other side of the farm when you needed me most.
True.
Also for prank calling you that year on Halloween. I really didn't mean what I said. If it's not too late, I'd like for us to be real sisters to each other. How long are you in town for? Just a couple days. But once I finish at the academy, I'll be home a lot more. I'm surprised you're not already running the FBI. I don't know about that.
That makes me happy. It really does. It makes me happy that it seems like they're gonna try to fix Betty and Polly's relationship. Because if you watch season 1, Betty and Polly really cared about each other. Sure, Polly still was and always has been a little crazy, but honestly, so is Betty. You know, for somebody who trashes this show as much as I do, and for somebody who hates it and disrespects it as much as I do, I have to say that going into season 5, it really seems like they're trying to correct a lot of their mistakes. And again, as much as I hate what this show did to the Archie comics name, I think that is commendable.
Hiram Lodge is trying to ruin my credibility in the eyes of the school board. Well, I'll run damage control. I'll call each board member if I have to. Good. In the meantime, if Hiram Lodge is trying to drag the Serpent Queen down to his level, he's gonna get himself bit.
Kind of a cringy line, but I like the sentiment.
Look, I got an idea for Pop Tate's retirement gift, but I was wondering if maybe one of us should say something, give a speech about Pop Tate. And since you're the world famous writer.
Yeah.
And because Jughead's supposed to be the closest to Pop Tate, they had made that clear, like it is in the comics.
Reggie, it's good to see you, bro. I appreciate you coming out. I'm having trouble with the gangbangers who are using my house as a drug den, I said.
Let's see if there's any merit to your claims.
Any merit to his claims? They're not claims, they're literally in there, selling drugs.
I lived to see my retirement. You're a big time writer now. Let's do you make good.
I'm sorry. Those are debt collectors.
He's fine.
Hi there, gentlemen. Counter a booth.
We're looking for someone. Been known to hang around here. Jughead Jones. Seen him?
No. I think I remember a weird-ass name like that. What do you want with him?
You just give us a call if he comes in, okay, sweetie?
Oh, I'll be sure to do that, pumpkin.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. They're not supposed to be good people. But I like the way she handled that, because it's really pretty sexist to walk into a place of business, and if the business owner happens to be a young girl, and it's really belittling and sexist to call her sweetie. Like, I consider myself an old soul, but that was really pretty rude.
Hey, Jones. If you still want it, the waiter job's available.
Long time no see, Ronnie.
Reginald, I know you've been working for my father.
If you're in trouble, talk to your dad. Like, really, talk to him. Because he'll help you.
Why? While I am upset that this is the direction that they are taking with Reggie, at least it's gonna bring up some good discussion in my eventual Reggie analysis video. I still ship it though. And now that Reggie is kind of going down the same path as Veronica, I feel like now more than ever that they deserve each other. I always try to see the positive in things. It's just hard with this show.
No one gets killed. None of us, none of them. Wouldn't mind breaking a few bones, though.
Hell yeah.
Woo! It's a good song.
You good?
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, again, totally a far cry from the wholesomeness, the original wholesomeness of the Archie comics, but again, I like this ensemble of characters because I just don't enjoy Veronica or Jughead or Cheryl, so this is good.
Jingle Jangle. Just like the old days. You got a laugh, so that be enough to put him behind bars, Agent Cooper?
Yeah, Kev, that should do it.
Agent Cooper? Like in Twin Peaks? I don't know if that's supposed to be like some kind of allusion or homage to Twin Peaks, but that made me laugh.
2 more teachers have defected to Stonewall Prep. Miss Crouton and Mr. Sears.
Damn it, Miss Crouton.
Miss Crouton? I think it's funny how they take the names in this show so seriously. Like Frosty Pajamas or War Baby or Evelyn Evaneva.
Reggie suggested I come see you again. Chad is threatened by my alphaness. Because of that, he can be... Which is why I'd appreciate you having a little chat with him. As only you can, Daddykins. Nothing too draconian, just...
Daddykins! Oh, I hate this family. Nobody deserves to marry into this family. Except maybe Cheryl.
Just to be clear, you're officially asking me for my help.
Yes, I am.
Well, in that case, no. Remember you called me a dog, and you told me that I needed to be taught a lesson? It's about 7 years ago. You were cruel. Well, now it's my turn to teach you a lesson. I warned you from the start that no one outside of this family would understand the Lodge ambition. You made your bed. You're gonna have to deal with Chad yourself. And if that means you have to crawl into the mud to do it, then so be it.
I know that Hiram's the worst, but oh my gosh, that was satisfying. I mean, I can't stand Hiram, but at the same time, you know I cannot stand Veronica. So, look at that face. She's so mad.
And then you've been hanging out with the ghoulies.
Elizabeth, stop it.
So how exactly are you making all of this money?
It's none of your business.
Actually, it is. Because I care about
you. Don't live here. Okay, being a real sister doesn't mean coming in for one day and telling me how to live my life, especially when you don't know anything about it.
You know how I feel. Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here, and I know that it's not.
What have you been working on? Actually, let me send it to you. Let me know what you think.
He's gonna send him his tribute to Pop?
I'm grateful for your help, babe.
Believe me, I'd rather be dealing with this mess than the one I made at my own house.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
It's okay.
Hey, do you want some pizza? It's the least I can do to thank you for everything.
Yeah. Pizza. Yeah, that sounds great.
They are so much happier when they are with each other. Like, it's not even a comparison. Like, if you watch how miserable Veronica's made Archie and how miserable Jughead has made Betty, again, there's just no comparison. These two are at least happy when they're together and they make each other feel good.
I'm gonna take a shower first.
Me too.
Do you wanna go
home
first?
Holy crap. No way! No way! Oh my god. Okay, granted, as somebody who supports Betty and Archie, of course, that makes me happy. But as somebody who will just never ever be satisfied, I mean, I personally, since they've known each other and loved each other for so long, I kind of wanted their first time to be more special, and I would have liked to see them maybe gradually realize their feelings for each other throughout the season, you know, instead of just a heat of the moment thing. But I mean, I still love Betty and Archie together and I'm glad that they really seem to be getting close really fast again. Not just with this, obviously, but with hanging out and helping each other still.
Betty, what just happened?
I don't know. Something we've been wanting to do since high school but never got around to.
Yeah, sounds about right. Just to be clear, we're
friends.
Friends.
That's okay if we keep this to ourselves.
Yeah, Veronica's a married woman and Juggins and I haven't dated for 7 years, so I think it's okay.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh, Betty and Archie! Just watching that scene, I could just see, as anybody could, how happy they both are. And the fact that Betty said that they've been wanting to do that since high school and never got to, and Archie agreed, makes me so stinking happy. And I don't want to jump the gun or get too hopeful or anything, because it is still Riverdale, but in television there have been a lot of famous fan favorite couples who started out as friends with benefits and then turned into something much more.
You know, I had to drop out of school to take over running this place after my pop, the original pop, passed away. I never got to graduate. This means the world to me.
But I think Pop created something really special here. Now Pop himself, he's a joker. He's a soldier. He's a cook. He's a really good listener. And many of us, and to me personally, it's been the only reason that I made it through. He gave us a home, Pop. Thank you.
That is so sweet.
Cheryl, I'm glad you came. Have you considered my ask to fund Riverdale and the new teachers it needs?
Look, I came here to celebrate Pop, not get caught up in small town politics.
I can't.
And I'm sorry I can't. It will start as something good and end up corrupted like everything I try to do.
Oh my gosh.
If you won't do it for the town, would you do it for me?
Cheryl needs to get over herself. It is annoying and it's unhealthy, frankly. Ugh.
Hiram's trying to shut this place down. Well, I think we can stop him. Or at least slow him down.
How?
We become teachers here. I know it sounds crazy, but it's also a way to keep the school going. Which means, if Hiram wins the vote, we still have a defendable position. This school.
I'm married. I have a life back in New York.
Yeah, but I have a novel to write.
Veronica, plenty of people commute to the city. And Jug, you always said you do your best writing in a booth at Bob's.
I'm in. Quantico can wait a couple months, and I need to be here right now for my mom and Polly.
Thanks, Betty.
I'd have to clear it with my new job. Why not? I'd like to shape some impressionable young minds.
I'm in too. I'll make it work with Chad. And considering that what's happening here is all my dad's fault, I need to give back more than anyone.
Bulldogs forever. The point of a school board is to make sure there's equity. That kids of all ages, from all different backgrounds, have equal access to education. I'm happy to announce that Riverdale High will be able to do that as a private school. And we're bolstering our teaching staff with notable alums like Sergeant Archie Andrews, FBI trainee and Yale graduate Betty Cooper, businesswoman and Barnard grad Veronica Gecko, and acclaimed author Forsyth Jones III. So spread the news far and wide that Riverdale and its children will not be at the mercy of Hiram Lodge's destructive whims. Thank you.
Very nice. And now, I'd like to introduce what I hope will be my last motion as mayor, a proposition to unincorporate the town of Riverdale. All those opposed? All those in favor? The township of Riverdale is hereby dissolved.
Is it his agent?
Sam, I was gonna call you. Jones, Scribners loved your story about the old man. They think it's your next book and a slam dunk. Dying community, all of the miserable people who live there. You know, we'll call it Elegy for a Small Town. What do you think?
So does that mean that's gonna be like his narration now into season 5 and beyond is gonna be this new book?
I'm not coming home just yet. I'm gonna stay in Riverdale a little bit longer, Chad. My alma mater, Riverdale High, has fallen on hard times and needs my help. So I'll be teaching there.
That's absurd.
That's absurd. Any Star Kid fans out there? I hope so.
No. What's absurd is you freezing our credit cards. And the next time you see me, it'll be on Wall Street, on the floor, when the markets open Monday morning. And this she-wolf will tear out your throat in front of all the other alpha dogs with zero hesitation.
I know that Veronica is supposed to be in like an unhappy marriage to this Chad guy. And rightfully so. He's very controlling and all of that. But they better not be trying to set up her and Archie again, because while Veronica's marriage is on the rocks, Veronica and Archie are still completely wrong for each other. And their relationship was also not good. Honestly, if she can't end up with Reggie or even Cheryl at this point, I just want her to not end up with anybody. Spoiler alert for Schitt's Creek if you haven't seen the entire series yet, but I honestly thought that was commendable that they didn't have Alexis end up with anybody at the end of the series. Honestly, for female characters, it's kind of a rare thing. Throughout that series, Alexis accomplished so much with her education and her career, and that made her feel fulfilled in the end, and that was enough for her to have a happy ending. And I think that at this point in the show, it could be Veronica's too, especially with Veronica, because up until this point, again, she's been totally defined by all of the men in her life. So her finally discovering herself and realizing that she doesn't need a man defining or controlling her life to be fulfilled and to be happy, then I think that would be a good way to end the series for her. What does that say? Thanks for bringing us all back together. It really means a lot. Couldn't turn this town around without your help. I'm glad you haven't changed one bit. Aww.
Holly, it's me again. I wanted to say that I'm sorry about what I said before. I really had no right to judge you, especially after being gone for so long. It wasn't my place, so I want to tell you that I love you and that I'm here for you, so just call me and I'll come find you wherever you are, or I'll see you when you get home. Just please, please, please come home.
I don't know what's gonna happen to Polly there, but honestly, more than anything right now, I'm just happy that Betty is acknowledging her mistakes and trying to be a better person. Again, I am sorry that this wasn't a more chaotic or funny reaction. Again, because there's not a lot of stupid, funny stuff for me to laugh at anymore, at least not in comparison to the previous 3 seasons. So I am sorry about that, but I hope that this was still fun and relaxing for you to watch. Well, I must say that I am, all things concerned, pretty impressed. I'm going to go on record and say that I don't think this show will ever be amazing, but I can see that it's definitely trying to improve and correct a lot of the mistakes that they made in the past. I like that Tony is becoming much more independent and getting her own motivations for her character and not just motivations for Cheryl's character like she always has in the past. The scene with Pop Tate retiring was really, really sweet. I don't really know what's gonna happen with Jughead at this point. His book seems to be just the narration for the, you know, next few episodes or seasons or whatever. I really, really don't care what's going on with Veronica. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, Betty and Archie are, it looks like, on again. Again, it's not the way that I really would have wanted to go about it personally, but again, a lot of couples find each other in a lot of different ways. And if they do end up together, they're gonna be one of those couples with a long story. And like almost always with these reactions, I will leave it at, if the writers do it right and don't mess things up, they will. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful, amazing day.